What a week. Hey Smashers, welcome to the Daily Smash for Friday, September 8th, 2023. I'm Rick.
I'm Kelly.
We have had a whirlwind here in New York, in the Hamptons and in the city, and on our Patreon, and we have a lot to discuss. But we do have an exclusive coming up here on the Daily Smash. The original video that I shot, the actual video of Heather McDonald's earring falling off.
It's not Heather McDonald's earring, it's Krista's.
Oh, Krista's earring falling off of Heather McDonald's ear during a vigorous dance routine to Journey's Don't Stop Believin'. We will not play the music here because I don't want to get sanctioned by YouTube. But we're going to show you the video. And the earring actually coming off her ear in St. Bark.
She is a good performer.
I was marveling at her dancing.
I was dying laughing when she was doing that.
She just gets into like performer mode and just starts like throwing around and like she's got routines and
yeah, she's funny. Okay,
very entertaining.
She is. She's very funny. Apparently, we pissed off Peter and Heather. I try to call Heather a lot of times. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I'm just here to set the facts straight. Yeah. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
And Kelly wanted to clear up.
And because I wrote to Jeff in a private conversation, I wrote him. I didn't know he was going to say it. And I'm going to be on Jeff's show next week, and we'll talk about that. But I didn't want to make her mad or, upset Peter.
Yeah, and I'm not going to, because I was back and forth with Peter quite a bit today, but I don't want to get into what was said back and forth because I do like Peter very much. I love Peter and Heather, and I don't want to disrespect them. I don't want to, talk about stuff that they might not want talked about. That's not why we're here. But I do want to say that because Kelly decided to share her story, since Jeff Lewis mentioned her on our Patreon, the Rick and Kelly Show on Patreon.com, we have, I think, something like 250 new patrons in like 36 hours, and the show is out now. So if you haven't heard it yet, you can join this wave that is rushing to our Patreon show.
Apparently, we really made Peter mad.
Oh, well, I mean, listen, I didn't...
And I wasn't here I was here just to say the truth. I wasn't here to cause problems.
No.
I wrote something privately to Jeff, and Jeff read it on...
Yeah, and what you said were the facts of the matter as we know them, based on our experience and your experience. So that's what it is. And if you want to hear the rest of the story, you can go to our Patreon. It's out now, episode 107 of The Rick and Kelly Show. And when you sign up, you get access to all of our episodes. Also, please subscribe here on YouTube. We had a lot of new subscribers here too, and it's gratifying, is it not?
It is.
But most important, Ilya wine. Would you like to show them a bottle of our Ilya that we haven't opened yet?
Oh, it's gonna open.
This weekend we're drinking this. Thank you, Ilya Wine, for sponsoring the Daily Smash. It's a terrific wine, highly decorated. One of them got 93 points. One of them got 90 or 91 points from Wine Enthusiast. They're terrific, and you can get yours at 20% off using the discount code Rick and Kelly 20 at Ilya.com. Ilya.com, Rick and Kelly 20. They also do free shipping for 3 bottles or more.
Exactly. That's why you get the bulk.
Comes right to your doorstep.
Love it.
It's absolutely delicious. If we didn't love it, we wouldn't
we
wouldn't encourage you to buy it.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're Saturday. We Shoshana. We picked up Shoshana. She came back with us again. My cousin Tara goes, I can't believe she wants to hang out with you guys.
Like, why? We're fun.
But we're gonna go. I'm excited. I'm finally get to go to Tate's.
And, we want to go to the cookie house.
And then we're gonna go see Ramona on Saturday. We're gonna go have
dinner with Ramona.
I'm
just rearranging the furniture here. Yes.
We're going to have Rob Schmidt come by tomorrow.
Oh, I think Rob might stop by. I did Rob Schmidt's show on Newsmax this evening, and then we drove back out here. And it was really cool being in the studio with him.
Yeah.
Because I've known the guy for years, and we have great chemistry. And when you're in studio, it just makes for a more, energetic segment. There's more give and take. and we could, I don't know, just we're like buds, on set talking about some interesting things. Kelly got some video. I don't know if you can hear it. You didn't think you could hear it on the video?
You couldn't hear it on the. I couldn't hear what that guy, that your comedy seller
on screen.
On screen, and you can't hear what he is saying.
Well, here's some of Kelly's video, and then I'm going to tell you the rest of the story.
You wonder, are they seeing the polls and they're saying we can't let Trump back in? The only chance of beating him might be somebody else, maybe Gavin Newsom or California.
Well, okay, that's a whole conversation.
Yeah.
The skeptic in me would suggest that perhaps CNN wasn't looking at polls, but they were looking at their ratings. Yeah. And they were saying, you know what, the only way we're going to get more viewers is if we start endorsing Trump a little bit. Maybe some Trump voters are going to come over and start watching CNN, because they don't right now.
Well, yeah, they obviously don't.
But for them to say that, they called Joe a grandpa, they're the ones who've been propping him up this whole time.
And everything they say bad about Biden is going to help the other guy in the election, because they're helping Trump by saying, I mean, that's why I can't believe they're doing it. I feel like they want another candidate, and I think they're seeing the writing on the wall.
That's entirely possible. And I think most of the Democratic Party probably wants another candidate who's younger and can handle the stress of the job. And isn't going to set a record for the most vacation days of any modern president. And Gavin Newsom, as we were talking about him the other night, he's accomplished stuff in California.
Terrible stuff.
If you talk to people who live in California, and I do live in California now, I'm not a native, but he's not that popular, at least not in Newport Beach. There are a lot of people who hate this guy. Yeah. But he's one of those consummate politicians. He knows how to make a speech. He looks good in a suit. So who knows? I mean, maybe he is the next guy for the Democratic Party.
Something.
Oh, first of all,
just runs out of the room after that.
That's Noam Dworkin. He owns the Comedy Cellar.
Right.
I was just hanging out with him last night. We went to see a show, and we had a drink together last night.
You didn't talk about this?
I'm friends with him. I didn't know that this happened. Yeah. But you have a guy from the Washington Post who's shocked there might be evidence against the president, and what? Really?
And he just says, I don't know what he says. I don't know what it means. That Hunter Biden said, Dad makes me give him half of my money.
Right.
I don't know what that means, and then he left the podcast. He got up and he walked out of the room.
See, this is what keeps happening. Yeah. All the Democrats, and I had a huge debate with a buddy of mine who's a Democrat the other night, and we were talking about Biden and how there may be a lot going on between him and his son, and my friend kept saying, well, there's no evidence. That's because they won't investigate. They won't uncover the evidence, and they turn a guy from Washington.
What's been uncovered? They don't report anything.
They ignore it, they diminish it, they minimize it, and they move on.
Rick Leventhal.
Great to see you, buddy.
Good to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
What a weird coincidence.
Yeah, that Noam Dworkin, who owns a Comedy Cellar, who got us tickets. Thank you, Noam. We had a great time. That he's the one who had the podcast with the Washington Post columnist or reporter, who then decides to bolt the podcast. And Rob Schmidt, they put it in his show not knowing that I had just been with the guy the night before hanging out at his club. It's amazing.
So here's a clip of Rick with Noam.
Oh, I was already putting that in there.
Oh, okay.
I wait for those natural pauses, and I know that's where I'm going to insert the video.
Ah.
Yeah, it's like...
So profesh. Who knew?
Yeah.
I had fun today at Newsmax.
You did?
Yeah, we spoke with Elliot.
Elliot Jacobson, who's the head guy.
And he is a former Trojan, fight on. Mm-hmm. But he was so cute because he was FaceTiming his 27-year-old daughter. She's so adorable. And he went like this, and she went, "Oh my God, Kelly Dodd, you're a legend." It was so cute.
I told.
But I was like, so anyway, they're trying to figure out because you're a contributor for them.
I'm a contributor. I do weekly segments with Rob on Thursdays.
I think Newsmax needs a Regis and Kelly, a Rick and Kelly type of morning show. How about that?
Take the Rick and Kelly show right to Newsmax. I told him, I suggested that to him, and he was interested. He wants to know more about the analytics of our show.
Oh yeah,
which it's doing great. And thank you guys for watching. So maybe we take it next level. I don't know. When we got back,
could you imagine if we had to move back to New York? Could you imagine? if you moved back to New York?
All I have to say is we drove to the city yesterday, and today we drove into Midtown because we had to run some errands, including going to Lana's diamond shop. And I'm going to put her handle on the screen. She's provided us with some beautiful stones, beautiful jewelry. Kelly's wearing her rings. We have bracelets from her. She's terrific. Gives great prices.
Laura Trump goes to her for diamonds.
Laura Trump, who coincidentally was on Newsmax.
She was on Newsmax too.
Right before we were, and we had just come from visiting Lana to get the ring that you left to get cleaned and repaired. So it's like this small world stuff that's going on.
Weird. Like, woo.
And when we got home, there was an Amazon package waiting.
Because I had Rick watch Urban Cowboy.
We watched Urban Cowboy the other night. And
then we got a brand new truck.
So I was like, we need to get these license plates
for our truck.
If you saw Urban Cowboy, you know he put these in the back of the window of the pickup truck. I'm like, I went right on Amazon, and sure enough, there was a Bud and Sissy Texas license plate.
So my mom says, and it works. Go get St. Joseph. I had Kylie Pratt, a whole bunch of people tell me to go get St. Joseph. And
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go to the biggest cathedral, biggest church in New York, and that's St. Patrick's.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, stunning, beautiful cathedral. Rick drops me off. He's like double parked.
I'm on Fifth Avenue at rush hour. I can't believe the cops never hassled me. I got in the bus lane, on the right lane. I got behind one of those pedicabs, so there was already something there blocking the lane. But still, it's rush hour on Fifth Avenue, right across from St. Patrick's. Wasn't hassled at all while Kelly went in the store.
All right, so I go into St. Patrick, go to the store, and I said, I'm looking for a St. Joseph. She goes, oh, wait, we sold out on those. I go, come again? She's like, yeah, we sold out on those. You can go to Amazon. I'm like, oh, okay.
Sold out at St. Joseph at St. Patrick's.
Huh.
Yeah, that was whack. But we also have a video from last night from the cellar after we went to the show, which was around the corner at the Village Underground Comedy Cellar location. We walked back over to the restaurant that's above the cellar. I always forget the name of it. Right above the Comedy Cellar, because I know that the comedian's table is in there in the back, and Noam is the owner's often in there, and I wanted to see if he was there and say hi and thank him for the tickets. And we walk in, sure enough, Noam is there, and I sat down and started talking to him for 20 minutes. I wish I'd known that he did that podcast.
He has a podcast?
He has a podcast.
Oh, okay.
And he's a pretty conservative guy, and he's a big Fox News fan. That's how I met him. And then this comedian, Andrew Schultz, who was the last comedian of the night for our show, came in, and I started talking to him, and Kelly got this video.
Rick, you're talking to Hitler. You're a Jew.
I said we can still get along, despite our hate. We've worked things out.
You are hilarious. Wait, I don't know your name. Andrew, Rick.
You know me.
You got the Comedy Cellar people.
That's the owner, right?
He did a whole Hitler routine, which
doesn't
sound funny, but it was.
He looked like Hitler. Like his hair, he had it all shaved on the back.
Yeah.
And then he had that mustache, but not as, he kind of went down. But
what I wanted to say...
Didn't Hitler, he ruined that look for everybody.
Why would you want that look?
I'm kidding.
He ruined that look. You're hilarious. There's another Hitler joke. Who knew? What I wanted to say about...
Did it offend you?
We can get along, first of all.
Yes.
Me and Andrew. We're fast friends. But what I wanted to say about... he did not offend me, if that's your question.
Yeah. Comedy should not get people offended, I don't think.
I was more offended by a couple of the political jokes, but I'm not going to repeat those here because I don't want to get political.
But Rick goes, why is it that they can make fun of conservatives or whatever, but if you can make fun of them, they get all butthurt?
Every joke was targeting conservatives and the right, and no one mentioned any Democrats. They were never the target of jokes, but whatever. I don't care. I did care a little bit, but I just want to say that when we were driving through Midtown this afternoon in rush hour, it's not like I wasn't I didn't know how to handle it because I've done it so many times, and I'm a good driver and I'm a good city driver, but I just was I was reminded of how difficult New York City can be and how unpleasant it can be. Taking 20 minutes to go 2 blocks, and it's trying to get anywhere in a vehicle.
You know what's funny? Like Hong Kong, they know how to move those people.
Yeah.
They know how to move those people on time. They have trains every set. They go in, they come out. You never ever like it's like the city transportation.
I never wanted to take a subway, but we talked
gross
about this
in there.
earlier. It's gross. It's hot in the summer, cold in the winter, but the subway is the best way to get around New York City because you can get anywhere fast unless the train don't show up or there's some issue.
So I went with Rick's daughter. She had something going on out by the stadium, remember?
It was like a going away party for her work, and they were at a bar right across from Yankee Stadium.
And I had this guy was crying because Vicky Gunvalson was trying to sue me. God, I've had 2 people try to sue me, Heather Dubrow and Vicky Gunvalson.
And yet here, and you and Vicky are great friends now.
We are great friends now, yeah.
But you got bad news. And then we went and got on the train.
A lot of people go, well, why would Heather and Megan want to make up when she didn't like her to begin with? You know what? Sometimes you don't really know the person, or like look at Vicky and I. We were like this. Butt heads, try to sue me. We're friends now. You can get over differences and stuff like that.
Of course you can, and people should, because life's short. But I took Kelly on the subway home from Brooklyn because it was, from the Bronx, because it was the fastest way to get back. And sure enough, some dude on the train who didn't look like he was all there starts harassing us. And Kelly's crying, and I'm holding her. And I just looked at the guy and I said, can you just give us a break? My wife's very upset.
It was scary. So we got up and we went to the other car. He came after us. I felt like I was on that movie Ghost when I was going from train to train to train. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I wasn't invisible. It was like that.
At first, he was cool, like he backed off. But then he just started right back in again and harassing us. And we moved down a car and he followed us. And car to car to car till we got to the last car, and then we just got off the train and I was like, if he followed us,
I was so scared. I'm like, there's no way I could live here.
It was a bad experience.
It was.
And I've had other experiences on the trains that were similar to that, and that makes you not want to go underground. But then you get desperate because you need to get somewhere fast.
Rick follows this thing called, what is it, Underground Creatures? Or Subway Creatures?
Yeah, I think it's Subway Creatures, where there's all these weird videos of like random stuff happening on trains. It's pretty good. So here is now, without audio. Let me make sure it's muted.
Can you put a song to it though? That's right there.
I can put uncopyrighted music, whatever. I don't know how much of this I'm going to show, but Heather is sitting at the table singing, and then she gets up.
Right.
And it's during this sequence when she starts whipping her head around, and there's Peter laughing along. We're all having a great time. There's Asia, and there's Ted. And in this sequence right here, you'll see when I zoom in, the earring is on her shoulder, right there. It just fell off, and then it falls onto the ground. And that's sand beneath her feet. We're on the beach.
We're on the beach, sand.
But then it just gets better because they encourage people to dance on tables in this place.
Right.
Do you remember the name of it?
No, I don't. But see, if there's sand.
Yeah. See, the ground is sand.
If you wanted to go back and look for that
earring,
you had to go back right away. You can't wait to the next day, which she called the next day.
It could have easily been buried in there, but you would have to know where to look.
Right.
And someone might have picked it up, but we do believe that had we gone back right after it happened, that we may well have found it in that area because we knew exactly where the earring came off because we saw it on the video. In any event, that was a lot of fun.
So read that one comment that somebody wrote about this.
Okay, so...
And listen, I wasn't throwing her under the bus, but I have very expensive things. I lend people a lot of my stuff. Like,
You do.
Shannon, and I let Megan borrow some things. And I have like a real issue when people don't return my things.
That's happened where you had to chase someone down.
There's a girl named Jen Smith.
Oh, honey, I'm going to take that out.
Why?
I don't want to name her.
I'm going to name her Jen Smith.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Because I was pissed.
I know you
I was
were.
mad. So I lend this girl. She's dating this really rich guy. He's taking me to some place. And I'm not even good friends with Jen Smith, okay? So I don't care if I'm saying her name because she really pissed me off. But so she asked me if she could borrow some clothes. Like, she wanted a dress to wear to this like expensive thing. So I said yes. So she comes over and she's like, "Oh, can I borrow that? Can I borrow that? Can I borrow that?" Expensive stuff.
Yeah.
She had my clothes for like a month.
Now,
I was chasing her down to get my things.
she went on vacation somewhere, right?
Right,
And she
to
took you-
Mykonos.
To
Yeah.
Mykonos. So my thing is, if you borrow clothes from somebody, when you get home from your trip, you take them to the dry cleaners and you
And she
return
didn't dry clean
them.
them. Right. Like Megan did, like Shannon did.
Megan, you lent Megan clothes, and that's exactly what she
Right,
did.
and so did Shannon.
You don't keep them and hope the person doesn't call you and start hounding you to get it back. You return it at the first opportunity because you were so generous
Right.
to do that for her.
So I have like a little thing about not returning things, not, like not having to chase people down. That was my problem. I am good friends with Krista. I am good friends with Jeff, and I'm good friends with Megan Weaver. Okay, I am. Mm-hmm. And when I wrote that thing to Jeff, I didn't mean for him to read it out. I was just saying, all I said was, and I wouldn't have told you guys unless he read it on the thing.
Yeah.
She didn't go back. I asked her, let's go back as together. Let's go back to the restaurant, go get the earrings.
Yeah.
Because she knew she left it there. And then we looked on the video, we saw it.
Yeah.
But she didn't want to go back.
Well,
She's
apparently,
like, I'll get it tomorrow.
According to the one thing I'll say about what Peter said, because Heather said it on her podcast, which I haven't listened to yet, but she apparently said she thought the earrings were only worth $100 or $200. And my thing was, it doesn't matter how much they're worth. If someone gave you something, lent you something, then you should make sure you return it. And she, it could be a family heirloom, it could be just her favorite pair of earrings, whatever it is. It doesn't matter how much the value is. What matters is that they lent you something and you need to return it. And if you lose it, then you have to make good on it.
Right.
And certainly I would have gone and looked for it if someone had lent me something and I lost it. That's all I want to say. Anyway, this is from Melissa Losa, who wrote this to us.
Because we didn't listen to
Just listen to Heather's Juicy podcast, not her Patreon. She does not take any accountability for not returning the earrings. She says she thought they were $100 to $200 at the most. Really? You mean to tell me someone worldly like Heather wouldn't know they were expensive, especially coming from Krista? And if she borrowed them, why not return them to Krista right away instead of reusing them again as if they were yours? The fact that she didn't take any accountability makes Heather look bad. We all make mistakes. Just own up to your mistakes. It's hard, but owning up humbles you. Heather should have apologized for not returning them right away or offered to replace them once she knew they were lost. Zero accountability. She doesn't care when it's someone else's money or when she's getting stuff for free. You can't do that. I know Kelly in the same situation would have returned them right away. And if Kelly lost them, she would have made every effort to go back to the restaurant right away. And that is absolutely true.
Now, I'm not, I really, people are like, oh, well, you're a bad friend. I have to explain myself. I'm here to say the facts, to say the truth. And I told this to their face, to Peter today.
Yeah.
Just say, I'm sorry. Say, I'm sorry. That's all. Just say, I'm sorry. Krista today said that she can't say, I'm sorry. That she did not give her an apology. Krista told me that today. And I'm like, I shouldn't have gotten involved, but I was there.
Yeah, you were there.
I was there.
Just like we were there when the initial fight happened with Heather and Megan.
I have a problem when people don't return my things.
Right.
I work very hard for my things. I
So it
I
struck a
take
nerve.
care of my things, and when people don't reciprocate that way, it gets me angry.
Okay.
That's it.
ACK 4419. Kelly, your hair has never looked better. And that lip color is amazing on you. Please post the color and brand if you have a moment. Thanks.
Well, now you tell me.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Well, I'll show you because it's from. Hold on, not
Okay.
this one, but the one I know.
While she's gone,
Keep talking.
I'm gonna. Oh, I can't. I have to wait for her.
Why?
Well, because I want to do in the news, and I need you to in the news now. See? I need to wait for her.
Oh, you wait. Oh God, I need glasses. Do you have glasses?
Where are they? Are they right there? They're right there.
Okay.
On the thing.
Do you have
The glass-
glasses?
No, yeah, they're sitting on the counter right there. To the right. Go around that right there. And then I'll restart the show. I won't put all this in there. Okay, Kelly's back. She found the
Okay.
lip color.
The lip color is MAC. This isn't the one I have on now. That you won yesterday. Oh, good Lord. It might be Spice. I don't know. It's MAC. I can't read
You want me
it.
to try reading it with those glasses? They look sexy on you, I gotta say.
Thanks, babes.
This says lip pencil,
It's rubbed off. You can't read it.
MAC.
I think it's Spice. It's a brown.
It could be.
And then, what's this say?
This says Honey Love
Honey Love.
matte lipstick.
Honey Love is what Kim Kardashian used to wear back in the day.
In the news now.
And then, wait.
Oh,
And then this Tarte.
damn it.
This Tarte lip gloss on top.
Oh, and what did you say the flavor of that? Liquid lip. Maracuja juicy.
Okay.
I mean, the amount of product that is available for you to choose from is daunting. I don't know how you can pick. This actually matches my shirt, I just realized. I don't know how you pick with all these choices. How do you know what to get?
I don't know. Just do.
And
And then you pick the same things over. That's how we do it, us girls.
well,
We buy the same thing over and over again. It's the weirdest thing.
if you find something you like,
Yeah, but it's just like you want to get something different, and then you just go for the thing. You're like, oh shit, I
You're
have
drawn-
two of these things.
you're drawn to it.
Yeah, it's weird.
I have 2 items in the news.
In the news.
Since football season has arrived, it's very exciting for some of us. I want to just mention that Joe Burrow, the quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals, has signed a record-breaking extension, making him the highest-paid quarterback in the history of the NFL. His 5-year extension is worth $275 million, $219 million guaranteed. So if he gets hurt and he's done forever, he still makes over $219 million. The $275 over 5 years is $55 million per season. Mm-hmm. Patrick Mahomes has the record of most total money on a deal. He signed a 10-year contract worth $450 million with the Chiefs in 2019. So he's getting $45 a year, and Joe Burrow's getting $55. Now this.
So what does that mean?
It just means that he's making a very large amount of money for playing football.
Oh, it's kind of like Vanna White doesn't get paid the same as Pat Sajak, which I think is complete BS.
I guess it's kind of
And
like
you know what?
that.
I would sue for like discrimination.
You would, but you wouldn't join the Bravo lawsuit with Bethany, you said.
I wasn't making possibly make $7 million, and I haven't been working there for 25 years.
You should be making $7 million.
I
You're
know.
that good.
We need to get our own Kelly and Regis show.
We're doing it.
Kelly and Rick. I mean,
Yeah, you can call me Regis if you want. George Clooney, this is the other news item. George Clooney is selling his Lake Como estate for $107 million.
wow. Now that's a payday.
And Kelly knew that he bought it 20 years ago.
Big brain on Brad.
He bought it in 2002, so 21 years ago. And I asked Kelly how much he paid for it, and what was your guess?
I said $5 million.
It's $10 million. So it went from $10 million to $107 million.
That guy just knows how to print money.
Yeah.
He took Casamigos
Casamigos.
and made $1 billion on that. It's like the rich just keep getting richer.
Yeah. Well, we're right behind him with all these new patrons.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you all very, very much. We hope you have a smash-tastic weekend. Speaking of patrons, we have so many new party and VIP patrons, and when you join Patreon, our Patreon, if you are a party or VIP, you can join us on our Zoom call every weekend for like an hour. We have so many new ones that I'm a little worried that there won't be enough squares on the screen to fit everybody. I don't know what the max is.
I don't either.
But can you imagine if we had like 50 or 60 people? I don't know if it's even possible.
We're just going to have to go around the Hollywood squares.
My head's going to be spinning.
What time are we going to do it on Saturday?
Noon. Noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. So we hope to see you there. And if not, we hope to see you on Monday right here on the Daily Smash.
That's right.
Take care, guys.
Bye. Have a smash-tastic day.